about the past achievements, as well as looking at the accountability of what was tabled already, as well as to chart the way forward in terms of developmental agendas for the region, setting the tone for the region's developmental agendas, as well as to just hit the ground running for all those that are in leadership positions to make sure that the region grows in leaps and bounds. Now, this morning, I'm privileged to be joined by Prof. Albert Shikongo. He is the Associate Professor and Coordinator of Engineering Mathematics as well as Engineering Statistics to assist me in dissecting this very important blueprint. Thank you so much, Prof, for joining us this morning on this special broadcast.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Shuya, and thank you for the opportunity, and a very good morning to you viewers.
Yes. Prof, I believe that you are a resident of this very region. Talk to us about what you have seen over the past years as a resident to where we are now.
Yes, I was born here, I schooled here. So when we look, for some of us, we have to look before independence up to now. So if I may put it that way, so we can say a lot have been achieved. Number one, water, access to water, decent water, and of course there's still more challenge. We expect the Honorable Governor to touch on this in some areas. Schools, we see some of the schools have improved, but in terms of primary school, but when we go up to the tertiary institutions, we face a very big challenge. We expect the Honorable to touch on this based on the fact that this is a highly populated region across all the region, I must say. So we need some of the tertiary institutions to be in this region. So once we have that type of development, that will now also touch on the social, the economy, especially when it comes to SMEs. We already have those SME in place, of course, which are trying, but you can see they are still struggling. So, but when it comes to this SME, most of these SME are specializing in gambling. So gambling is one of my research area we did for this region already, but we are still busy to release the report to the region. And yeah, so, and given that the lack of tertiary institution, and on the other side we have the gambling, this put our youth in Oshana region at a very bad place, I must say something like that. So we expect in his SORA to mention the challenge he's facing of unemployment. Of course, the University of Namibia, through the Center of Innovation and Development, has already developed a model which can be used to address unemployment in Namibia. It's just a matter of time to reach out to the relevant institution, of course, government institution, to see their views on this. Of course, we were here already. We presented to the governor already, just prior to few days before he took office regarding that model. Thank you.
Now, the region has about three or four major towns, including Utapi, Tsandi, Okahao. How have these towns grown over the years? How has the three towns grown over the years?
Can you repeat again the towns, Okahao and Utapi?
Tsandi and Utapi,
yes,
in the region.
Yes. So Okahao has expanded dramatically, one must say, if we look in terms, if we may mention other regions like Ondangwa and Okahao, you can see Okahao is growing at a fast pace. But the connecting roads, but Onesi is still remaining at a low pace, I must say. In a general view, you want to say maybe, yeah, because Okahao is the last town. From this side, if you driving to Makangi, all that population there, the only town, most of them they have is Okahao. And also as you move from Okahao to Shakati, all this population around that is Okahao. So it stands a good position, just like Utapi. Utapi has also have a good standing point because of the exit into Angola. As you have seen, most of Angolan make use of Utapi to come and do the shopping here.
Now, talk to us about the unemployment rate in the region. What are your thoughts on that, and how can we create jobs, especially for the Namibian youth that continue to languish in poverty, that also continue to feed off from their elders' pensions?
Yeah, thank you. That's a very good question, and it needs to be answered urgently. I'm from the School of Engineering. Right there, we have workshops. Of course, one would expect to have this relationship from the market with our research output, because our final year students do carry out a final year project, but these projects, they are based on research and design. But now when you talk about design, you would expect to have a link from the private sector like Toyota, Nissan, Power, Nored, all this we need to interact. Now, so that when we release these graduates, they already have a direct component with other role players in the economy, so that they can establish their own company. But at the moment, I hope the new leadership, they are about to do that. But the only challenge we have is the private sector, they are about money, making profit, whereas the institution is about educating. So we still have that challenge. We still have facing that challenge. That's why we are saying, since we are allowed to do research of national importance, maybe we can also be allowed to present our findings so that we can address unemployment in the region.
Definitely, we have also seen that the informal sector continues to play an integral role into the economic emancipation of this very region. What are your thoughts on that, and how crucial is that sector in terms of development?
Yeah, it's a very important question, and I like the question because if a town does not have that informal sector, mainly it will struggle with economic input. So first, given the history where we are coming from, of course, so if you look at the town without informal sectors, so the development of the town is always slow. But the moment you have informal sector around the town, then that's when you start to see some development coming. But now, look, for example, at other regions, they are highly overpopulated. But Omusati region is different from those ones because the population, everyone is trying to do something. You can see some people are sitting there selling their tomatoes, apples. So the purpose is for them to do something. But on the other side, you have now the region have to provide electricity. People cannot afford that. People have to provide sanitation. So that is the challenge. The governor, we expect him to touch on that one, how he can attract investors so that they can address the situation of the youth and the informal settlement. Thank you.
In a few, the governor will be speaking. Talk to us about the importance of SORAs.
The importance of SORAs, I'm not really a politician, I'm a mathematician. Most of the time we are busy with numbers. Yeah, so this is the first time I start to hear about SORA from regional base. Normally we just used to hear from the president. Yes. So this is a good move, and we hope he is going to address us to make us happy, and also him to push the way forward for his role as a governor of the region. Thank you.
What is your message to Namibian youth, especially to be following these SORA speeches by their respective governors?
As I mentioned earlier, that the youth look like they are frustrated about job opportunities, and
Thank you so much, yes, Dr. Prof. Shikongo. We will be coming back shortly because the event is supposed to start, or is about to start as we speak. Then we'll come back later for after the speech is done.
Okay, thank you.
Father, we came before you with gratitude for the opportunity to serve our region and its people. Grant knowledge, wisdom, integrity, and understanding to every leader, official, and employee in Omusati Regional Council and its delegated factions. Guide our decision so they might promote justice, unity, development, and peace within our communities. Help us to work with honesty, respect, and compassion toward all people, regardless of background or status. Give us divine help us in financial resources, human resources, and the development partners to develop our region. Bless the plans, programs, and projects entrusted to this council. May they bring progress, opportunities, and hope to every household in our region. Give us strength to overcome challenges, potential in difficult moments, and humility in our service. Protect this office, our staff, and the communities we represent. Let love, cooperation, and mutual respect prevail in all that we do. May our word otherwise reflect accountability, dedication, and a genuine commitment to the well-being of people we serve, for they represent your glory. We ask this in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ngete. We may take our seats. Honorable Immanuel Shikongo, the governor of our mighty Omusati region, our Deputy Minister of Industry, Mines and Energy, Ms. Claudentia, our Chief Regional Officer, Mr. Gervasius Kashindi, honorable members of this august house, dear residents of this mighty Omusati region, good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to this special session where the notice is given for the Special Regional Council meeting for the State of the Region address in terms of Section 11, subsection 1D and Section 11, subsection 8A to D of Regional Council Act 1992 as amended, read with Article 11A, subsection 5 and subsection 6 of the Constitution of Namibia as amended. Public and Environmental Health COVID General Regulations published under the Government Gazette number 91 of 30 April 2021 as amended apply. Honorable members, it's a special regional council meeting and you have been invited by this council and by our governor. Today, the 26th of June, 2026, here in Omusati Regional Council Chamber. I believe that we have the agendas with us there with only 7 items. Agenda item number 1 is already gone, which is a prayer that was conducted by Honorable Ngete, the councillor responsible for Tsandi constituency. And then we'll just have the adoption of the agenda, application, leaves of absence of member, official announcement, statement, and communication. Then the main activity of the day, which is the State of the Regional Address by our Honorable Governor. Then we have item number 6, questions and answer, and therefore just a closing. We are at item number 2, and therefore I'm looking from you, honorable members, for the adoption of the agenda, and I see Honorable Shanika Festus Monesi is rising already.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I rise to propose the adoption of this agenda as it is.
Thank you very much, and it's seconded by the Deputy Minister also of Works, Honorable Ans Aikari. Application for leave of absence by members. The House is in full. Thank you very much, honorable members. They are all here from Tsandi to Okalongo, Tamanzi, Onesi, Ruakana, Etai, Elim, Anamlenge, Okahao, Outapi, and Oshikuku. The House is in full. Yes, to our administration side, Kashindi.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We only have an apology from health. Otherwise, the rest of the colleagues are here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, this one is also gone. Item number 4, official announcement, statement and communication. Honorable Governor of Omusati Region, Honorable Immanuel Shikongo, the honorable members of these regional councillors from all the 12 constituencies, that includes also our Deputy Minister of Mines and Energy. We are having 2 deputy ministers today in this house, Deputy Minister of Works and Transport, Honorable Ans Aikari, our Chief Regional Officer, Mr. Gervasius Kashindi, together with your directors and your deputy directors and all staffs of Omusati Regional Councils, our mayors in this region, starting with Outapi as a host, Ruakana Mayor, Oshikuku and Okahao, our chairpersons of the village councillors, that is Tandi, and our new born, that is Onanjamba, and all the local authority councillors present. Commissioner Ismail Basson of the Namibian Police, thank you very much for joining us. Our esteemed traditional authority, Tate Kurumukuru Erengenene Ryochitunda Chetu, Ocho Omarenga, Nawiri Kaeshe Pamthikuru Rakaro Murimo, our Dr. Saki Kayone, Swapo Party Regional Coordinator, and all political office bearer. Our former councillors are here. I see our former chairpersons of this house, Tate Andreas Shintama, thank you very much. Our former governor is also here, Honorable Njala, thank you very much for joining us. Our head of government institution, I see you are all here, the CEOs of various local authorities, representatives of government institutions, our business people are here, our developmental partners, our youth. There is also a special invited guest, which is also Miss Ellie, who is going to represent Namibia to Vietnam. Maybe you can stand so that the people can see you, eh? That beautiful lady will represent Namibia to Vietnam. Thank you very much. You may take your seat. Members of the media, I see NBC, they have been here since yesterday and they are broadcasting us live, MICT, and all other media houses. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Honorable Chair.
Yes, on behalf of Omusati Regional Council, it is my honor to welcome you to the State of the Region Address for the financial year under review, that is 2025-2026 financial year. The State of the Regional Address is to be delivered today, which is the 26th of June 2026, in accordance with Article 110A, where the regional governor is to attend the meeting of the regional council once a year after the State of the National address by His Excellency, our President. Hence, the time has come, the date has arrived, that our governor shall address the regional council, that is Omusati region, on the state of the region, the planned activities of the central government in the region, the report on the activities of the central government of the previous year in the region, and be available to respond to questions. This state of regional address is vital for accountability purpose. It is important as it sets developmental agendas of our region, doing it transparently and in mutual trust with institutions and the residents of Omusati region as you are here. And now, without further ado, without wasting time, honorable members, residents of Omusati region here and viewing us on NBC, live stream and other media houses, allow me therefore to invite Honorable Immanuel Shikongo, Governor of the mighty Omusati region, to come and deliver the State of the Region address. May we rise, clapping hands for him. Makoma nene up to
Hello. Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Daniel Megameno Inantila Ilende. May we sit, my seniors and my fellow young people. So the person that I like most in this region is the one who made this podium. Really, you have done me a great Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Daniel Megameno Inamtila Ilende, the Chairperson of Omusati Regional Council Management Committee, honorable members of Omusati Regional Councils, Your Worship, the Mayor, Councillor Victorina Angripine Meunura Ningo, in your absentia, I am reliably informed that the whole council is out of the region due to other competing equally important commitment. And all other town mayors and the chairpersons of the village councils present here today, all local authority councillors present, special invited guest. With us today, we have Honorable Gaudensia Krone, the Deputy Minister, Ministry of Industry, Mines and Energy, Dr. Saki Kayone, Swapo Party Regional Coordinator of Omusati Region, and other political leaders from other political parties present here today. Honorable Elginus Enjala, my predecessor, former governor of Omusati Region. But maybe just to inform you, I forget also when I spoke of Dr. Kayone, he's also a former governor of this great region. Tatekulu Oswin Mukulu, tatekulu wange erengenene lyoshitunda shamba anu. Opamwe na akurunu yetu mulimo katiketu awulikyo pamfiuru lwakalo amushe mulimo ndenkufirako embale. Veterans of the liberation struggles, Mr. Gervasius Kashindi, the Chief Regional Officer of Omusati Regional Council, my dear senior brother. Commissioner Ismail Basson, Regional Commander of the Namibian Police. Spiritual leaders, head of government institution, senior officials, the youth leaders, members of media, and the public at large. I feel honored to join you today once more in my capacity as the regional governor and representative of the head of state in Omusati region. To fulfill my constitutional mandate as provided for by Article 110A, sub-article 5 and 6 of the Namibian Constitution. My task today is to address this August House on the state of the region, planned activity of central government in the region, and the report on activities of central government of the previous year in this region. At the onset of my statement, Honorable Chairperson, allow me to express my sincere gratitude to Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, the President of the Republic of Namibia, for her continued support and her unwavering dedication to the people of Namibia. In the same vein, I would also like to congratulate her for delivering another impressive and informative State of the Nation address. I will fail in my duty if I do not recognize and appreciate the bold decision by Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah for conferring Cornelius Turotokera Shimwafeni as a national hero for rescuing the twin baby who were thrown in a pond of water by the mother. Colleagues here, I just want to pause a bit that the boy that I'm referring to is a boy hailed from Omusati region in a Thai constituency, and the bravery he have rescued the two twins who were all below the age of 1. Taiti matinguno kama chono kashona nde okwaulika upendafule mokukufa unona mbuno mokandobe komea imuwali wa kupuru wa kumeme wao. Nohene matinguno kwapewa epapa lekukara ohiro kompresidente wa Shikongo shetu. Tushino kupandura matinguno. Saatu pandula yo nokusimane kompresidente wa Shikongo shetu inji apa onlume nunguno andi muifana iti onlume nunguno empa epapandi. Furthermore, I would like to recognize the unity of purpose within the leadership of Omusati region. And this is inclusive of the leaders of our 9 traditional authorities, the leadership of the 6 local authorities, Omusati Regional Council, as well as the cooperation received from offices, ministries, and agencies operating in Omusati region. As a result, it is pleasing to report that Omusati region continue to enjoy unity, peace, and stability. And it is just fair for me to commend especially our political and traditional authority for their cooperation and the collaborations, as well as the notable effort by our security cluster in maintaining law and order. Ondisio kupandura nehono erongero kumwendi mwapange asimanekwa ndirimo mwevi weironga yage mwevi ntinongo na umwe andi wanifa ovula mwironga mwevi tauya mesukulio tango. So ondisio kumpandura asimanekwa. Truly you have demonstrated that Omusati we will continue and remain strong. Thank you very much. The 1st of July 2025 shows my appointment as a regional governor, and since then I have committed myself to serve the people of Omusati region with integrity, accountability, and inclusivity. My focus has been to promote unity among all communities, promoting development in accordance with the priority guided by the SWAPO Party Election Manifesto of 2024 and its implementation plan. This priority places particular emphasis on agriculture, sport, youth empowerment, quality education and training, creative industries, quality health and social welfare, land, housing, and sanitation. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, as I address this august House, I am cognizant of the President's call that our actions must be guided by the mantra of no business as usual. I therefore urge all role players in development to maximize their performance as they are delivering on the 6th National Development Plan, the SWAPO Party Election Manifesto, and its implementation plan. Therefore, allow me to start with reporting on the activity of the 2025-2026 financial year. As the saying goes, agriculture is not an option. It is a heartbeat of survival. The government has made significant investment in agricultural development in the region. In this regard, to ensure the agricultural production at Etunda irrigation scheme, an amount of 14.5 million has been spent on the repairing and procuring of water supply infrastructure, while 900,000 has been spent on the construction of a cool room. A total of 270 hectares of arable land has been used for the production of maize with a yield of 1.3 tons at Etunda irrigation scheme. 22 hectares for the production of potatoes with a yield of 297 tons. 5 hectares for watermelon with a yield of 8.9 tons. 120 hectares for wheat with a production of 585 tons, while a hectare was used to pilot the production of banana, which has been successfully harvested and sent to the market. The above production is valued at 14.8 million, which has already been offset the investment cost. Colleagues, honorable members, dear resident of Omusati region, ondahara igen dinno mbwere kutia asmane kwa ompresidente wa Shikongo hino, among top priorities, 7 top priorities, agriculture is topping the list. Nongene ompresidente kwetu pa o matching orders, or order, the English one, eh? So, kutia numba tuna a region vina a green scheme. Ota karata tarerepo a region avetu twice in a year. Therefore, andi dire na tusheni imba tu managing oikunino e pangero. Kutia ombuduna imoni ke anameme. Ihandika e fama andi itango ke umbo. As I reported last year, the construction of a tunda feedlot has commenced at an amount of 78 million and is expected to be completed by December 2026. The project execution rate stands at 40% and is already creating 50 contractual jobs. I'm therefore calling upon farmers and business fraternity to position themselves and make use of the feedlot once completed. I am happy to report that public was given an opportunity to apply for small-scale farming plots at the Etunda irrigation scheme, and the 14 applicants were issued with letters of award. In addition, I would like to inform the August House that we are exploring opportunities for the youth groups such as cooperative to venture into small-scale farming in a Tunda irrigation scheme. In terms of dry land farming, I am pleased to report that the government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, Fishery, Water and Land Reform, has invested an amount of 1.5 million for the provision of agricultural subsidy, including subsidies for plowing, weeding, seeds, and fertilizers, benefiting a total of 8,353 farmers. The government has supported the promotion of poultry value chain and horticultural production at a cost of 1.6 million, benefiting a total of 177 farmers. A total of 26 small-scale farmers have been benefited from the small stock revolving fund to the value of over 702,000. The government, through AMTA, has invested an amount of 2.7 million in procuring 371.5 tons of the locally grown mahangu grains, demonstrating the local grains production capacity by our farmers. The government, through the University of Namibia Ogongo campus, in partnership with the Food and Agricultural Organization, has launched a project titled Support to Improve Productivity and the Value Chain Development of Peel Millet in Namibia at the value of 4.1 million. that will run until August 2027. The project will support certified seed production, train more than 800 seed growers, strengthen climate-smart agriculture practices, and improve coordination among farmers, millers, agro-processors, cooperatives, and the research institutions. I would also like to report that our effort embrace equity in balancing distribution of resources among the citizens. In this regard, a total of 13 marginalized households from America area benefited from the supply of subsidized agricultural fencing materials to bring them in the farming mainstream, and the government shall continue to supporting the members of marginalized communities. The government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, Fishery, Water, and Land Reform, has vaccinated a total of 1,083,526 cattle against lung sickness at the value of 310,030 and 230 pets were vaccinated against rabies at the value of 30,884. The government has invested an amount of 15 million towards the renovation and rehabilitation of Mtambo Omawe quarantine facility, with the execution rate being at 89%. Furthermore, the government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, Fishery, Water, and Land Reform, promotes the inland fishery as the livelihood alternative and promote household food security. In this regard, a total of 23 small-scale fish farmers were identified and registered. A total of 217,000 catfish and 33,000 tilapia fingerlings have been distributed to small-scale farmers in the region. It is pleasing to report that our small-scale fish farmers are already reaping benefit from fish farming, with a harvest of 6.1 tons recorded, while the Onavivi and Eparela fish farm produced 9.9 tons of catfish and tilapia, which have been sold directly to local communities. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, sport plays a vital role for physical, mental, and social development. Nowadays, sport creates an opportunity for talent development, employment, and help to steer the youth away from non-productive activities such as alcohol abuse and other social ills. In this regard, allow me to report that Okahao Town Council in partnership with the Frank Frederick Foundation, has completed phase 1 of Okahao multi-purpose sport complex at a total of 8.9 million. Na tuhakere ni Okahao make. Ya inhino indication akutia, we should not only wait for the central government to disburse money to the regions, but as regions, as local authority, we can also start somewhere, and then we are met halfway, like the Frank Frederick Foundation, which has come on board. They should also be appreciated. In the same vein, Ruacana Town Council is working on the development of Oshifo Sport Field, where they have finalized the drawing at the cost of 253,000. The council has also allocated 10 hectares of land dedicated for the establishment of basic sport facility by Ministry of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sport, Art, and Culture. The Ministry of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sport, Art, and Culture has renovated the sport facility at the Shikongo Ipinge Secondary School in Sandy constituency at a total cost of 600,000. I'm pleased to report that the Omusati region has also benefited from the national project for construction of 28 basic sport facilities. The construction of the 2 basic sport facility project amounting to 10 million per facility has been awarded to a contractor with the groundbreaking ceremony held on the 16th and the 17th March 2026 for Otamanzi and the Onesi constituency respectively. Honorable members, this sport facility are a result of what we have promised in our 2024 election manifesto. And the president have taken a bold decision that 28 sport facilities should be financed countrywide in this financial year, hence the result that I'm providing, honorable members. With regard to youth empowerment, I concur with His Excellency Dr. Hifike Punye Pohamba, former President of the Republic of Namibia, who once said, and I quote, "Namibia can only prosper if the youth are given necessary skills to compete in the modern economy." End of quote. Hence, the 8th administration placed youth empowerment second among the 7 priorities. In that regard, the Outapi Town Council has employed 87 contractual laborers at the cost of 2 million, while the Social Security Commission Development Fund has invested an amount of 2.6 million in the development of Okalonda Youth Brick Project in Sandy constituency, creating 10 jobs for the youth. Both to Outapi Town Council and the Social Security. 2 students from Nakayale Vocational Training Center were attached to NORAD Outapi Regional Office for internship program in line with Memorandum of Understanding signed between UNAM, NAST, and the vocational training centers in NORAD's areas of operation at a cost of $39,000 to expose them to the real life experience and turn their classroom learning into career readiness. The Ministry of Justice and Labor Relations has registered 576 job seekers in the region, of which 146 were successfully placed in employment. In addition, the vocational counseling, psychometric testing, career fair, and the motivational talks were conducted aimed at empowering young people with confidence and employability skills. The significance of quality education and training in daily lives cannot be overemphasized. Nelson Mandela asserted that, and I'm quoting, "Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world for the better." End of quote. The same sentiment were echoed by Anton Chenchev, who said, "Wisdom comes not from age, but from education and learning." As such, the government prioritized education and training as tools to build the future of its citizens. I'm therefore pleased to report that Omusati region has performed well in the previous school academic year. The region has been ranked third nationally at the advanced subsidiary level, grade 12, with 73.5% of the 1.7 learners graded at least 3 subjects. At grade 11, the region was ranked 5th nationally with 37% in A to C grades. This is a testament to the dedication of our teachers, learners, parents, and the non-teaching staffs. Otushio kupandura kutia pandodo yo AS Shikongo, we are rated at number 3, while pandodo your grade 11 and 12, 11 to rating watulipo number 5. Hello, welcome tatekulu mkwaniru wa shitunda shetu shangajera tatekulu mpia. In addition, the Ministry of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sport, Art and Culture invested an amount of 5 million in construction of 6 classrooms, 2 ablution facilities, and the renovation of 37 classrooms in the region to ensure conducive teaching and learning environment for Namibia's child, and a total of 112 jobs were created. The ministry further invested an amount of 5.5 million on procurement of 8 vehicles to support the learning operations and ensure quality education. Furthermore, It is pleasing to report that efforts have been made to ensure continuous capacity building for the teaching professionals. In this regard, 1,495 teachers received continuous professional development, 18 school principals were trained on integrated school health, 74 life skill teachers trained in basic counseling, while 67 junior primary teachers were capacitated to support learners with different learning difficulties. A total of 236 smart televisions, 234 carpets, and playgrounds equipments were procured at a cost of 6.8 million and distributed to 106 pre-primary schools. An additional 4.9 million was invested in the procurement of 38,219 textbooks for grade 8 to 9 at a ratio of 2 to 3 learners per textbook, and a total of 1,062 textbooks for grade 10 and 11 at a ratio of 3 to 4 learners per textbook were procured for the 4 schools which extended curriculum to offer grade 10 and 11. Ruacana Town Council has availed 6 hectares of land to the Roman Catholic Church to build a school and a hostel for grade 1 to 6 in town. It is pleasing to report that the school and the hostel has been constructed successfully and it is operational. I did not request for a clap of hands because I'm conflicted. First of all, I'm from that mentioned church, and I have a son who is studying at that school. I have to declare this conflict of interest. I have to declare a conflict of interest. The government adult literacy program remains relevant, with the region achieved 69% enrollment, which is above the national target of 65%. On the other hand, the library outreach services were conducted across all 12 constituencies, reaching 5,425 community members, while cultural festivals were held in all 12 constituencies to preserve cultural diversity, unity, and heritage. The education sector provided employment to 1,116 staff members, comprising of 31 school principals, 63 head of departments, 938 teachers, and 84 non-teaching staff. Nakayale Vocational Training Center has invested an amount of 1 million in the improvement of various training infrastructures. This investment includes the upgrading of internal road at a cost of 485,000, conversion of 2 classrooms into a production workshop at a cost of 109,000, installation of fire detection and alarm system at a cost of 81,000, and the installation of solar street light at a cost of 279,000. These developments are aimed at enhancing the learning environment and strengthening the center's capacity to deliver quality vocational training. The government, through the Ministry of Information, Communication Technology, in collaboration with the Namibia Film Commission, has trained 30 aspiring youth from Omusati region in film making. This training is aimed at developing creative skills that would open doors in the modern economy. I would like to commend the University of Namibia and its partners for the continuous research on new farming technologies, such as the identification of new crop varieties that are expected to improve the farmers' production levels. The creative industry sector plays a vital role in economic growth and societal progress as they generate incomes, create jobs, empower communities, and enrich a society's cultural identity. In this regard, it is worth reporting that the construction of Phase 3 for Oshikuku Cultural Heritage Center has been completed at the cost of 9.9 million, with a fully fridged restaurant, an entertainment area, and a boardroom. The facility has been inaugurated in November 2025. I am urging you to make use of this facility as it serves as one of the regional cultural tourism center. Omaketu Oshikuku. I must also inform the House that the Government Information Center has been established at the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, Regional Office in Outapi, to serve as a platform for sharing information of government services and the public engagement. I am urging you, honorable members, and all government offices and agencies to make use of this center. As I highlighted earlier on the youth trained for filmmaking, the region is anticipating to have local content film from the recent trained youth, creating additional jobs and promoting the region. I'm therefore calling on potential sponsors and partners from both private and public institutions to collaborate and support this initiative. Yeah, before I move to the to the next, I think it is at this stage, Honorable Chairperson, that I should do, because it's also connected with the creative industry, where now I should indicate to the House that the coming of the Honorable Deputy Minister among us here today, Honorable Gaudensia Krone, has, should I call it an escort, or there is a better word? She is in a company with the daughter of the soil, Miss Eri Aaron. Maybe if you can just still stand again for those who just arrived. Yeah, Miss Eri Aaron, she participated in Miss World at the Namibia level. She is now the one who won to represent Namibia at Miss World in Vietnam. So hence now she came back, she came to Omusati region, since Omusati region is the region with her root because the parents hailed from this region in this particular constituency where we are today. So they are now in a mission to make sure that going in a mission, you first say something to your parent so that when you are on your way, you have those blessings from home. So they paid a courtesy at the governor's office today. In the afternoon, they will be visiting schools, and they will also be going to the palace of Mbalantu Traditional Authority at Tates Mukulu's residence. And tomorrow, there will now be a gala dinner so that we support her to make sure that her journey is indeed successful. So really we should pray for her, since she will be the one carrying the Namibian flag, and we are hoping for the best. Thank you very much once again, Ms. Allen. And Honorable DM, Honorable Gaudentia, please have a safe stay in your region. I told you already that this is your second home after the other home. Once again, feel at home. On quality health and social welfare, quality health and social welfare remains the foundation of a dignified and productive society. No nation can progress without ensuring that its people are healthy, protected, and socially secured. In this regard, the government continues to prioritize the well-being of all citizens through targeted social protection, health support, and inclusive programs. The government, through Ministry of Gender Equality and Child Welfare, has invested an amount of 424,000 to renovate the gender-based violence shelters in the region. In addition, the government has invested an amount of 11 million in subsidizing the payment of allowances for the 528 educators for the early childhood development centers in the region, ensuring that early learning remains accessible and well supported. The government continues to provide social grant to a total of 36,816 citizens with 1.6 per person for old age and the people with disability, while less privileged children receives the monthly 350 Namibian dollar per child. I would like to inform this August House that a total of 1,221 beneficiaries in Utapi and the Ruakana towns were provided with conditional income basic income grant. In addition, a total of 4,904 applications for grants the old age, 1,582 disability grants, 588 children benefit, which is 1,805, and funeral benefits 929 have been received. So I have taken note of complaints on the misuse of social grants, not serving the intended purpose, and I'm therefore urging the beneficiaries and the caregivers to ensure that these funds are used for the welfare of the beneficiary. If I may just pause so that I go back to the figures of the 36. Yeah, colleagues, we have few individuals in Namibia who are still saying the government is not doing anything. But if you are just checking the figure that I have informed you, 36,000, and each of those persons is getting 1.6, and you multiply it per month and you multiply it per year, you will get to a total of how many millions are we dispatching to the welfare of our people. But we still have those that are saying government is not doing anything. So I'm then calling that truly there are those that are receiving funds and these funds are not put to good use. It should be the responsibility of us honorable members, all of us, to ensure that the beneficiaries truly get benefit of this of these funds that are allocated to them. Because there are those that receives money on behalf of the beneficiary, and the money will be used to buy other things for me, not the person who was supposed to benefit. Government, through the Office of the President, has provided monthly allowance of 1,500 per person to 33 students from marginalized communities to enable them to pursue their tertiary education, while 182 learners from the marginalized communities have been provided with transport to and from schools during weekends and the school holidays. The government, through the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, has issued a total of 25,493 national documents to the citizens, including birth certificates, which is 11,068. Identity card is 12,541, and the death certificate 1,884. Special efforts were made to include the members of the marginalized communities in the region by conducting targeted outreach programs for these communities by the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, and the Ministry of Gender Equality and Child Welfare, reaching out to a total of 1,131 clients. The Office of the Governor has learned that there are people in the region without national identity documents, and I'm calling for an urgent intervention by government to resolve the issues of stateless and undocumented people in Namibia. I would like to underscore the quote by Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah the President of the Republic of Namibia, who once said, and I quote, "Namibia cannot claim meaningful progress on human rights when gender-based violence continues to threaten the safety of women across the country. Women deserve safety, respect, and the full protection of the law in an independent Namibia." End of quote. For this reason, the government has been hard at work to sensitize and create awareness on the effect of gender-based violence. As such, 1,053 people have been reached through community sensitization meetings. 1,005 traditional leaders, 16 spiritual leaders, and 45 school teachers were trained on relevant laws and gender-responsive planning and budgeting. In addition, 22 stakeholders were trained on the use of the National Training Resources Kit on gender-based violence. Despite the government effort, domestic and gender-based violence remains a social ill in our society, with a statistic of 465 cases in 2025-2026 financial year. It is also disturbing to report that a total of 204 cases of child physical abuse has been reported, comprising of 82 males and 122 females. This statistic reveals children as victims of sexual abuse, abandonment, and severe neglect. To mitigate this risk, vulnerable children were placed in temporary shelters and designated places of safety, and these interventions have been employed to address the growing number of children found on the street. I would like to inform you that all children deserve safety. They deserve safety, love, and protection. Hence, the reduction in this number of victims requires our collective effort and action. I therefore call on all role players to break the culture of silence and to hold the perpetrators to account, to make sure the rights of every child is protected. Regarding labor matters, the Ministry of Justice and the Labor Relations has recorded a total of 97 labor complaints, of which 79 were successfully resolved, while 18 were referred for arbitration. It is disturbing, honorable members, to learn that 83% of the total 113 inspected workplaces were found to be in violation of the Labor Act. The Labor Act number 11 of 2007, and the minimum wage provisions. As law-abiding citizens, we must view this as an unacceptable, and I urge all employers to comply to the law of our country. Omusati region has recorded a higher rate of malaria cases, with a total number of 7,410 cases confirmed during the reporting period. Unfortunately, it is saddening to report that the region have recorded 12 deaths as a result of malaria. As part of effort to prevent and control malaria, awareness campaigns were conducted around the region, including the commemoration of World Malaria Day held at Ruakana town. While government continue to conduct public health education campaigns, I am urging the public to be vigilant and visit health centers if they find themselves unwell. Honorable Chairperson, ongalo ya malaria otaendera ipombada ndiwe toshina kwanifanga shetu aleli tukwatafane no iwana etu opo ihumbate nawa no kulandula omikalo vokukerera ongalo ya malaria. Origina yetu movula jino nyovoyo imwe omerigina viviri pombada kwa ikumungu yo malaria no heandi dilo shiwano shiholike na piyufe komarombwero sema tuwete ongalo ya fata itu piaeneke na tutondokere po ipangelo. Ndaida ningo mito yokutare ya po ipangelo there I could see how nurses were overwhelmed mwaruva ningo viji vanu mbano tatarere po oshipangelo efimbo nefimbo. It is worrisome to report that crime rate in the region have increased by 4%, from 3,525 to 3,670 cases reported during 2024-2025 and the 2025-2026 financial year, respectively. This increase in crime have contributed to the congestion in police holding cells all over the region. In recognition of the contribution of war veterans, the government has committed to provide monthly subvention to a total of 4,317 unemployed and employed war veterans, earning not exceeding 3,000. To preserve the history of Namibia and pay tribute to the fallen heroes and heroines, the region planned to upgrade and transform Omuguruwombashe Shrine to a multi-purpose development center comprising of Veterans of the Liberation Struggles Burial Site, National Youth Service Development Center, a war museum, and a related development initiative. Honorable members here, what we are referring to, Omuguruwombashe to us is a very important site. We are then saying it's a high time that as government we invest in this site so that we keep it for generation and the generation to come. Ano halali turo Ngurumbashe, halali asimana monjokono na Shikongo shetu, epangero twaninga na otwatura kone no te apaife, ndere infrastructure viviriko nonghalo njiriko ihakumonika nawa. Ongene momafaneko yetu ngeno imaliwa na ishipitike neno ini maikwao opo tutuleko iyakulifo mbita endele pamwe nefimbo. Ngashine ndazino kuipopya omahala yakonjeli manguru kwetu mhopo takala aturumukwa nombili omahala omayakulilo yagunjuka ngeno tukale tunakwe national youth service se tukale ngatulongwa agunjuka yetu nakuziwa yankukwaziwa shashi unona mbu avalwa mo 2000 apea umwe ihauhala nokushitambula konge koto tushilongo shalwilwa no mahala yo makwao yanawa pale kwengashe misiuma opone tukale tuna oshrine ilipo standard yopombada olye ifano lyetu ngeno oyonjovi yetu njonongo original. Omusati Regional Council has supported a total of 28 rural self-help projects across all 12 constituencies at the cost of 2 million and creating 193 jobs. The Ministry of Industry, Mine and Energy, today duly represented by the Deputy Minister, received a total of 46 applications for equipment aid scheme, and they have procured machinery and equipment worth 895,440 to support 15 micro, small, and medium enterprises. In addition, the ministry's industrial upgrading and modernization program is envisaged to benefit two businesses in Utapi and Oshikuku constituencies at a cost of 143,000. A total of 174 businesses were registered, 81 MSME certificates issued, and 128 import permit processed. The government, through the Office of the President, has provided the marginalized communities with essential services, namely quarterly special feeding programs benefiting 1,574 households, availed transport to registration points to acquire national identity documents, and 18 burial services were conducted at a cost of 51,000. On land, housing, and sanitation, access to land, housing, and sanitation is fundamental to human dignity. To human dignity, equality, and economic empowerment. While on the other hand, access to sanitation is also vital for curbing the spread of diseases and the promotion of healthy communities. Therefore, a nation can only prosper when its people have place they can proudly call home, access to clean water, dignified sanitation, and well-planned communities. In this regard, I would like to underscore the government's commitment toward the delivery of urban land housing to the citizens. Similarly, the government is committed to ensure the supply of potable water, sewer reticulation, and hygiene. I'm therefore happy to report on the allocation of 58 residential even to Shark Dweller Federation of Namibia at Ruacana town. 45 houses are already completed and 13 are under construction. Ruacana Town Council has further invested an amount of 958,000 in surveying of 2 extensions in an informal settlement to formalize and establish extension 5 and 6 with 330 and 269 plots respectively. To further address accommodation need, Ruacana Town Council has also invested an amount of 230,000 for the design and the drawing of additional bungalows for rental in town. Okahao Town Council has invested an amount of 17 million in the construction of bulk services infrastructure at Kashenda Informal Township, including a sewerage pump station, racing main, medium voltage electrical supply, electrical substations, access roads, and stormwater infrastructures. The project has been funded by Development Workshop Namibia in partnership with KFW Bank, and it is progressing very well. The government has invested an amount of 6 million in the construction of Onanjaba Village Council Office, Phase 1, which has been successfully completed. Another 2 million has been spent in the construction of services at Extension 2, with the progress standing at 98% and creating 4 jobs. I would like to applaud the Road Fund Administration for funding the maintenance of road at Onanjaba Village Council to the tune of 1 million and creating 22 temporary jobs. Omusati Regional Council has invested an amount of 2 million in the construction of Phase 1 of the Administration Offices building at Ogongo Rural Development Center, creating 13 temporary jobs. The council has also spent an amount of 94,000 on fencing of staff accommodation at Etai Constituency Office, creating 5 temporary jobs. An amount of 986,000 is earmarked for the electrification of growth points at Okahao, Sandy, and the Elim constituencies. The council also spent 5 million for the compensation of 5 landowners in Onanjaba Village Council area to pave way for urban development. An amount of 1.1 million has been invested for drilling a total of 7 boreholes. These are 5 in Onesi, 2 in Okahao constituencies. A total of 22 boreholes have been installed in Ruacana, Okahao, Sandy, and Onesi constituencies at the cost of 14 million. In addition to the installation of of additional 4 boreholes at the value of 2 million is ongoing. The government, through NamWater, is constructing a 3,000 cubic meter concrete reservoir, elevated tower, pump station, and water pipeline for Itapa, Okeholongo water supply scheme at the value of 86.9 million. The project is execution stand at 19%. In terms of sanitation, I'm happy to report that government is also making stride toward the construction of sanitation infrastructures and provide essential basic amenities. In that regard, Okahao Town Council has invested an amount of 36 million in the construction of waste water treatment plant, currently at 95% completion, creating 64 temporary jobs. And the Sandy Village Council invested an amount of 4.4 million on the construction of wastewater treatment plant, and is at 90% completion, creating 8 jobs. In the same vein, Oshikuku Town Council has invested an amount of 4.1 million in the construction of sewer reticulation and a pump station at extension 9, creating 27 temporary jobs. Will we be able to go back? We were at Oshikuku. Yeah. Coca-Cola sign. Yeah, my apology, colleagues. Technologia. In terms of sanitation, I'm happy to report that government is also making stride toward the construction of sanitation infrastructure and provide essential basic amenities. In that regard, Okahao Town Council has invested an amount of 36 million in the construction of a wastewater treatment plant, currently at 95% completion, and creating 64 temporary jobs. Sandy Village Council invested an amount of 4.4 million on the construction of a wastewater treatment plant at 90% completion, creating 8 jobs. In the same vein, Oshikuku Town Council has invested an amount of 4.1 million in the construction of sewer reticulation and the pump station at extension 9, creating 27 temporary jobs. In addition, the government, through Omusati Regional Council and the Ministry of Agriculture, Fishery, Water and Land Reform, have invested an amount of 3.1 million for the construction of 276 ventilated improved pit latrine across the region. The implementation of this project has created 156 short-term jobs. A total of 900,000 was spent for the construction of a pump house at Ogongo proper, creating 10 temporary jobs, while another 178,000 was spent on the feasibility study for the construction of a new dumping site at Onanjaba Village Council. Omusati Regional Council has also undertaken the construction of a guard house in the Otamanzi constituency at a cost of 138,000. The project is currently at 65% completed and has created 6 temporary jobs, temporary employment opportunities. In the same vein, I am pleased to report that Shikongo Town Council, in partnership with the municipality of Stand, Germany, has invested an amount of 700,000 in the installation of solar street light at Shikongo Extension 9. This initiative has improved public safety and accessibility at night while creating 11 employment opportunities. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, development does not happen in a vacuum. Behind every project, every job, every service, there are enablers that makes it all possible. Allow me to speak to how the region is performing on the provision of critical economic enablers. Starting with mining, energy, oil, and gas, the government, through the Ministry of Industry, Mine, and Energy, in collaboration with NamPower and NORAD, have been hard at work to expand electrical reticulation and ensuring increased access to electricity across the region. In this regard, I am happy to report on 3 KFW-funded off-grid electrification projects at Onamatanga, with 8 connections at a cost of 14 million. Utsathima, with 60 connections costing 13.9 million, and Itapa with 300 connections costing 14.4 million. The projects were standing at the tendering stage and expected to take grounds in the near future. O asimane kota kara tuna o challenge ako maharanga dazino kutumbula ngashi ako marushen. Otwape wano assurance kunored kutia mo financial ye njino tuli omahalangano ndazino kutumbula eshengono otakaturwa omalusheno ke mwaluvo imali wambyo nongene na tupandule ni Nampower na NORAD. Furthermore, Omusati Regional Council, in collaboration with the Ministry of Industry, Mine and Energy, have invested significant amount in the electrification of schools and the growth points to improve the learning environment and stimulate local economic activities. In that regard, an amount of 7.54 million have been earmarked to electrify Ontanda Primary School and Oshetha Shembungu Primary School, and 11.4 million for Onangula Primary School, Okatseithi Primary School, and the Amaupa Primary School, as well as the 448,000 for Katutura Growth Point in Okahao constituency. An amount of 6.5 million has been invested in SCADA implementation to modernize our electricity distribution infrastructures. Street light across the region is being maintained at a cost of 284,000, and operations and the capital maintenance are funded at 550,000 Namibian dollars. Another enabler, honorable members, is tourism. Tourism is the bridge connecting culture, drives economies, and the spinning mind. Hence, Omusati Regional Ecology support a diversity of wildlife, ecotourism, cultural, as well as areas of aesthetic beauties. Therefore, there are 3 gazetted communal conservancies, namely Ukoronkadi, Ukwaluudhi, and the Sheashu Shona, in which communities generating income from managing and conserving natural resources, and this includes also wildlife. Ukoronkadi Conservancy has generated an amount of 515,000 from trophy hunting and the sales of fishing permits, of which an amount of 171,000 has been plowed back to communities through funding of projects on poultry production and the dam excavation or construction. Ukwaluudhi Conservancy has generated 362,000 from tourism and hunting, investing 139,000 in cash contributions to the traditional authority, health room construction at Amaupa and Mugurugombashe, and a kindergarten upgrade at Ondukuta. In the same vein, Sheashu Shona Conservancy has generated an amount of 894,000 from trophy hunting activities, which has sustained 5 permanent jobs. The Conservancy income has also funded the compensation of victims of human-wildlife conflict to the value of 248,000. colleagues, our honorable members, our conservancies are doing well, but still, like you have observed from our engagement, we still need to support them. And those efforts that we have made should just continue so that we see how best can we support our conservancies. Ano mahala yetu ngano taishe ndifa nawa, mala yapumbwango makwafero yetu, shaike tuimanga kumwongerero lyolijina no malero pamfiuru wakalo no mawiriko ye conservancy, nena avike ihanga vayapo mbada po ngaro yoku generatinga o income no kupromotinga o ipindi no shoyo o tourism. The generation of income from the management and the conservation of natural resources and the use of such income to resolve community needs is testimony that the government policy of community-based natural resources is serving its intended objectives, while on the other hand, teaching us to coexist with our wildlife resources. On water, fishery, transport, and logistics as enablers, government through NAM Water has invested an amount of 206 million for the replacement of existing pipeline infrastructure between Ogongo and Oshakati. The completion of the project will increase the water supply for domestic and industrial use and subsequently stimulate economic growth in rural areas. Furthermore, 123 million has been invested in the upgrading of Outapi Purification Plant project to improve its capacity to strengthen the reliability to support business activities. Honorable members, this one, as we may all know, has been a challenge, and I'm happy that this project will be finalized in this financial year. Utpakala tunupya kaviwo pressure yomea, utpakala tunupya kaviwo shimoko, utpakala tunupya kaviwo capacity ko planda jita taiterekomea, pa ifenhi tulihino oilipokupwa. And we are informed that by December, we are expecting the completion. So I would like to, Honorable Chairperson, I would like to report that the government is working hard to upgrade the 130 kilometer 8th canal to connect Etaka Dam in Omusati region to the proposed Okuma Dam in Oshana region to provide water mainly to grazing area and agricultural production. Project njino tuikwete na wasimane kwa. So ngera ikoto ituno meeting and stakeholders imuno NAM Water ataskingwa kutia by August na kala amana no shikumungu feasibility study opotwie morwendoro kukakonga o kuchironga benota irongwa gaipe. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, as Honorable Johnny Mutorwa once said, and I'm quoting, roads are the cornerstones of unlocking economic and social political development. Because anything that needs to be done is directly linked to transportation. End of quote. I would like to commend Road Fund Administration for providing financial resources for the development and the maintenance of 2,261 kilometers of roads network in the region, supporting the regional vehicles population of 14,833 being registered at Outapi, Okahao, and Ruakana Nates. Otusheni nga kutia morijina eto tuneni mwalu ihauto ombota upopi wa pitiri apo po maovi onongo nane. Tai hirire ko maovi onongo na atano. Ya registering wane me nate savavi popi wa vono. Vone nayo through what they pay, they contribute to the growth, to the development of our roads. For the purpose of road maintenance in the region, Road Fund Administration has allocated an amount of 6.4 million to local authorities and the regional council. And the figures are distributed as follows: 1.7 million to Outapi Town Council, 1.4 million for Ruakana Town Council, 1 million for Tsandi Village Council, 1.1 million for Shikongo Town Council, and 1.3 million for Okahao Town Council, and 1.3 million for Omusati Regional Council. Handa talane onashipundi eriki kanjaba mutoza tia mwendiri penyaya atuya ponga wea momo ni matulike nawa atukwe kukwafera kuzirira kwi kombigai. So that's the distribution, but you are also in the map as an Anjaba Village Council. I would like to comment Outapi Town Council. I would like to commend Outapi Town Council and the Road Authority for initiating the dualizations of sections of the road MR 123 or 123 Outapi Sandy Road and MR 92 Oshakati Outapi Ruakana Road with a budget of 55.8 million phase 1, for which the procurement process has been commenced. This is another milestone in strengthening transport infrastructure in the region that will improve mobility, enhance road safety, and stimulate economic development. Asimane kwa the dualization of the two roads that I'm talking about, or mwishiwambo dualization okutamunu na mahano njira, avitamunu na mone vininge nene atuvuru kuka kombiga imwe tuli yali. Oshonga former mayor, anapewa mako initiative. So he have been a mayor for 10 years. We served together those years, but I'm happy that our dream, my sister, is realized. Progress. It is pleasing to report the progress on the ongoing upgrading of a low volume seal standard of DR 3616 road from Epalela to Onesi to Tsandi. It's the other way around. Tsandi, Onesi, Epalela. Currently being implemented under phase 2, following its groundbreaking in November 2025. The project has recommenced with construction work from Epalela. Once completed, The road will connect and promote trade networking, especially for farmers in that area, and make it easier for the community to access public services. Asimane kwa onjira jino PCN na wayanesi eparela is a much talked road. Oyali atamekere ta stop hapo atuita mukuruane hipa ningo ground breaking your phase 2 of Vulaya zako mu November. It is now our commitment as government that the work of this road will no longer stop until it is completion of the whole of the 48 kilometer. 48.3. I cancel a question now. So asimane kwa hano njira jino o commitment da jitpe ipa onge pangero me wirikode presidendo o shohi kuchonjira jino ina istopari. So oyazo njiro deka mara paife irongo koiria contracto kweli ko site no ihapa karario stopper. That is the commitment we have made to ourselves. I would like to reaffirm my commitment toward the implementation of the following development project in the region. This project, I have spoken about them last year in my maiden State of the Region address. And now that is the emphasis I have made on the construction of Utapi Sport Complex Category 3, the initiative of the agro-processing initiative, establishment of the tomato processing plant, which is in Eparera, the promotion of ecotourism and the cultural heritage through the development of Ruakana Waterfall, Omugurugombashe Shrine, Heritage Center, and the opening of Ochivarunda Gate to Etosha National Park, the construction of Ruakana South Pipeline, the designation of Okaparero na border post establishment, Okaparero na border post, establishment of Ogongo Rural Development Center, and the upgrading of Nakayale Vocational Training Center. These colleagues will, in as much as they are not realized, I will continue to advocate for them and others that I did not mention here. Ane proeka vine proeka pevifaneke ni onge proeka vetorigina no ngene na tupikireni okuvikongera o support anjita ipumbiwa opoike tukwashiri pareke kutia ota addressinga emumbwe voshiwana shetu inshetu inekero inakuanifu. As I conclude my statement, I would like to put emphasis on the timely implementation of development initiatives aimed to grow the regional economy, improve living condition of the citizens, and call for the involvement of all stakeholders. I would like all of us to emulate Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Ndeitwa, the President of the Republic of Namibia, the leadership style that is deeply grounded in pragmatism, integrity, accountability, meritocracy, and inclusive philosophy. I would like to urge all implementing offices, ministries, agencies, regional and the local authority councils to ensure timely planning, timely execution, timely monitoring, and timely evaluations of government program and the projects. my focus remains on an implementation of government's 7 priority areas and the 8 critical economics enablers. Finally, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, allow me to extend my sincere gratitude and appreciation for your kind attention. I look forward to a successful execution of government programs and the projects in the current financial year. I thank you, dear invited guests. I thank you, honorable members, and I thank you, honorable chairperson. Thank you very much.
The Omusati Regional Governor Immanuel Shikongo delivering his second regional State of the Region address here in Omusati region this morning. Now with the Governor, Shikongo says the region continues to deliver in terms of agriculture as well as education and infrastructure development that is needed to attain the developmental agenda set by the region. Now this morning I've been joined by Associate Professor, there is Professor Albert Shikongo, just to dissect this SORA. You had opinions and hopes before we crossed into the SORA itself, the SORA speech. Talk to us about your expectations and have they been met?
Okay, thank you very much. Before I respond, we must acknowledge that government is doing more than enough. What he has highlighted, as I was expecting the sanitation as the towns push forward with development, so does the sanitation is required. So if I have scanned through his speech, so what you can hear is construction and renovation. So that's what we are actually expecting. But now, who's benefiting from this construction and renovation? So again, one can clearly see that the benefits below under 50 employment opportunities. So again, the question of unemployment is still standing in the long run. Thank you.
How do you think the issue of unemployment should be dealt with in this region? Because I see only about 50 jobs were created.
Yes, actually, roughly maybe 32, according to the number presented here. So, and the missing part, which I was expecting him to mention, is the role of private sector, the SMEs in the region. He did not come forward as there's any role he expects them to play. So, as he stands, there's nothing in his speech regarding the employment except for the construction, like the off-grid one. Of course, that is a job employment opportunity for the electrical engineers and so on. So, but in the long run, we still faces unemployment. So, this is why we are saying at the university, we already developed the model. We just need to get in touch with the relevant institutions so that we can hand over the model, which will benefit all the region, including this region. Thank you.
Now, the Etunda irrigation scheme continues to also really be the driving force behind economic emancipation of this great region. Talk to us about the opportunities that can still be tapped into to ensure that it reaches its full potential, as well as we see that 14.8 million crop value from Etunda was reported this year. What are some of the updates that we can do to really ensure that it reaches its full capacity and potential?
Thank you for that question. Again, in his speech, he did not really touch on the promoting of his region, how investor can expect what are the benefits investor can expect from his region, like the one which you just, the Etunda, the one you mentioned now. Yeah, the irrigation scheme. He was now supposed to attract investors from other regions or from outside the country based on these opportunities, as he is continuing to avail land and renovate facilities of significant importance regarding the development of the economy of this region. So I was expecting him to invite investors to come to his region and invest more so that the employment opportunity can be made available through this initiative of his.
Now, Prof, we have also seen that in his speech he spoke about the fact that about 7,410 malaria cases were recorded, and as well as 12 deaths, but coming from those reports. How do you think the health sector can be improved here in the region? You can speak about infrastructure as well, to just see where to go from here.
Okay, thank you. As I mentioned earlier, he did not touch on the roles of private sector in the region. Perhaps maybe they have something to offer or to contribute towards construction of clinics in the region. As we see here, he emphasized more on agriculture, but on health, there's still a challenge on health, because 12 people already passed away because of malaria, as he mentioned in there. That's remain a big challenge in the future. However, if we can do more training, but now we need institutions of training, maybe to teach people how to swim. Just open up, avail some land, allow the private sector to participate in building the institution of teaching people how to train. I mean, how to swim. Yes.
Now, also when it comes to water, about 124 million was used in terms of ensuring that these water infrastructures are actually constructed across the region. What are your thoughts on that, and what is the role or what is the significance of ensuring that really the masses have access to clean drinking water for both animals and humans?
Yeah, I would like to commend him for that achievement and or for that desire to complete. And also, if you look in this region, you have the majority of the population. But at the same time, these people who are indulging in farming, livestock, especially when there's no rain, so the livestock are suffering from drought. Then you come to the elders. Of course, the government is doing the grant, all that thing, but when it comes to water, so the water you see is very far. Sometimes our people cannot, this elder cannot travel to town because most of the youth, they are moved to the cities. So I would like really to commend him on that achievement. I like his approach of that water development strategies.
We are also seeing that close to 900,000 was given to support to various MSMEs to just really grow their businesses into something tangible. What is the significance of really ensuring that we do have, or we do continue to support our MSMEs?
Very good one. As we mentioned earlier, that government is doing as much, even actually doing more than enough. So the only issue, what we see there is the control. How do you manage this donation which you are giving to SME? So that has been done already since 1990. We have some cases of those ones, but unemployment is still continuing. So this is where we see that, of course, it's a good move, but how do we manage that to make sure that after 2-3 years, it has taken some youth so that it can touch on the youth unemployment?
A very significant point you have raised there. Now, talk to us about your thoughts on how we can really then give support and just make sure that these SMEs don't fail after being given these funds.
At the moment, it's a bit difficult because sometimes people they lack training. They lack the knowledge, the technical know-how, how to manage funds. Most people, they don't have that, but people have the business idea. Having a business idea is one thing. running a business is another, and marketing your product is another. So in all these aspects which you are highlighting here, we have incorporated the model which we are discussing with you here. So it will be good if we can get in touch maybe for another time. We discuss the model, and then we can let our people benefit from the model.
Maybe some of the key ones would be monitoring and evaluation and support?
Yes, but who is going to do that? That's the question. So because now we are just donating, but there is no that process of evaluating. That's how I see it.
What were the key highlights for you in this speech?
Unity, stability, and peace. Of course, our government is a master of that. But he mentioned a young child rescued two babies. So that was skills and talent. Imagine if we can also look into our regions, develop sport facilities, as he mentioned here, so that our people who cannot make it to schools, they also maybe possess some of the skills which can be, in the long run, create a job opportunity through private sectors. So
Definitely, he also spoke about sports, and we do know that stars were born from this region in various sport codes across the region that would really advance towards the national stages, as well as beyond the borders. But we still see that this region is one of the few that does not have a professional sporting facilities. What is the significance of really ensuring that now this agenda is driven to ensure that it gives opportunities to the youth as well as to just grow the local economy?
yes, we can see that government is already doing more than enough. And we must also add that most of the business community are from this region. So they are seen in other regions, but most of them are from this region. So it's a matter of organizing your business community in a special way so that you can make them understand how they can benefit from sport. If we can make them understand their benefits from sport, then we will be able to build more sport facilities, which is really missing in this region. Thank you.
On the crime arena also, the governor flagged serious concerns coming to crime statistics in the region. We see that it has increased to 4% with a total of 3,670 cases being reported over the past year, as well as 465 cases of gender-based violence. How can we really ensure that our people are well educated or well advised and advanced to ensure that we really reduce these high crime rates?
Yeah, let's start with the gender-based violence. So I would again like if the region can come up, or we can assist the region because we are researchers at the universities, can come up with a platform where we can assist on how to resolve that. But for now, I would like just to say that we lack institutions of educating our own people when it comes to gender balance violence. We really need institutions of that kind.
In terms of infrastructure development, were you happy with what was tabled? Or what more should be done to ensure that
if you take people from this side of a tithe, I can assure you that they were not happy because he only touched this side of Kahao, Tamanzi, or Katsezi, and back to Ruakana. So the other side, he didn't touch anything. But anyway, he is just going to complete a 1 year. So let's give him a chance. And as you can see, he is more focused on the schools, pre-primary, sport facilities, water, and electrifications. So let's give him a chance because he is just about to complete a year. I think the next round is now going to focus on like the terrors, like Etai, Otamazi, and the other one from Okahawa, I forgot his name, Tungali Tira Clinic.
Yeah, especially talk to us about the significance or the importance of having excellent road infrastructures. We see that the towns in the region are well equipped with good roads, but as you move further out to the rural areas, the same status quo is not maintained. Your thoughts?
Yes, you mentioned about gender balance or gender-based violence. So the more you have tail roads in place, the more you attract business. And when you have a business around that, business is not only profit center. There are also those NGO, non-profitable organizations. So that means you are bringing this type of institution closer to the people. So people become more safer in the region. So providing these roads really encourage, also help the policing activities to control crime.
Prof, perhaps your message to those that are supposed to be the driving force to ensuring that this document bears fruit?
Yeah,
Various stakeholders?
the other?
Your message to stakeholders that are significant to the realization of this document that was tabled today by the governor of Omusati region? Maybe just for teamwork or so?
Yeah, teamwork, but I still believe that there's more to it. Of course, we mentioned that it's very new, but we still believe, for example, if you go to the Etunda, the agricultural one, so you ask yourself, so now after producing those, who is benefiting or who has been benefiting apart from employment opportunity? Did it grow any certain number of markets in the region? So maybe this is where we need to look into how our agricultural product can expand our marketplaces, such as building shops, schools, and any other institutions such as the one I mentioned earlier. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Shikongo, for joining us and dissecting this SORA for the Omusati region this morning and afternoon as we speak.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me, and thank you to the viewers.
That was Prof. Albert Shikongo. He is the Associate Coordinator of Engineering, Mathematics, and Statistics from the University of Namibia's Jose Eduardo dos Santos campus, talking to us about the significance of the Omusati SORA that was just tabled a while ago by the Omusati Regional Governor, Immanuel Shikongo. Now in his SORA this year, he speaks about the significance of unity towards realizing the set visions from this year's SORA. He also spoke about emphasis on the implementation that will be the driving force that brings tangible development for the region, as well as its people, as well as visitors alike. I'm Dapanda Shuya, and the rest of the team here is back to you in studio.